Welcome back, yo. Following my most recent video on Justin Timberlake, I thought it would be fitting to go over the topic of blue-eyed soul. A blue-eyed soul, for those of you that don't know, is a term often used to describe white artists whose sound is similar to that of black artists, usually in R&B and soul music. This is not implying that these artists are trying to sound like those black artists, just that they're in the same niche and have a similar traditional Motown sound to it. Some of you may have some people in mind already. So as you all know, before you sell a product, you need to know your market.
An artist today owes it to himself to find out as much as he can about his business. And it goes much further than just point A, playing in a smoke club, atmosphere. So you got to find out what you're dealing with, and I think that's what it's really all about.
So when an artist like Bobby Caldwell came along, his label, which was predominantly black, wanted to make sure that his target audience was going to receive his music. How did they do that, you ask? Well, they came up with the idea to hide the fact that he was white, coming up with the now iconic album cover. Oh no, does that mean that blacks won't listen to an artist if they're not black? No, that's not what that means at all. It means that they're more skeptical when they go into a record shop and they're looking for a song that they heard on the radio and it doesn't sound like the guy that's on the cover. So they didn't want them to get confused. Bobby Caldwell was the king. Now we've all heard the classic, "What you won't do to do for love," a staple in the cookouts, family reunions and all. And of course the sample by Tupac. Unfortunately, he passed on early this year. Rest in peace, man. Now if Bobby is the king, then I would have to say that the queen has to be Tina Marie. She started her career at a very young age, acting on the Beverly Hillbillies.
I was on the Beverly Hillbillies when I was 8 years old.
Isn't he a nice man?
I played a little girl whose mother was really pushy.
And eventually, she signed to Motown, but they ended up fumbling the bag, trying to lock her into a contract and not letting her release any music. She sued them, and as a result of that lawsuit, it became illegal for record companies to not release someone from a contract while not letting them release any new music. So thank her for that, because otherwise we wouldn't have Frank Ocean making new shit.
It's a fucking vibe. Man.
A couple of her accolades being this song, one of my favorites. Being the blueprint for Christina Aguilera, and at one point being signed to motherfucking Cash Money.
Well, I was on Cash Money for 6 years, and I might go back very soon. So,
and do you have any albums?
Classic label.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have a classic label. Actually, I'm the only artist on that label. They started the label for me.
Sadly, she too passed in 2010. Her daughter sings as well. Hopefully, she's up there singing her part of Fire Desire. Now, if you were to ask people nowadays who they thought would fit the description of a blue-eyed soul, they'd probably say something like Justin Timberlake, Robin Thicke, a Sam Smith before he did whatever the fuck happened to him. And I can kind of see those. But there's one artist who sits above all of those artists, and that is Jon B. Before solidifying his spot in the culture, he was a songwriter, and he wrote songs for Toni Braxton, Color Me Bad, and Michael Jackson. Eventually, he released his debut album, Bonafide. Someone else released an album with a very similar name. We're not gonna talk about it though. That's for another discussion. The album was a hit and went platinum, and he gained many fans, including the late great Tupac Shakur.
Out, and he was like, I'm at a video shoot with Tupac, and he wants to talk to you. And I was like, what? All right, cool. Put him on the phone. So he gets on the phone. He's like, man, I need you down here, Jon B. I love your music, bro. I'm a fan. Come down. I was like, done. I'm there.
Damn, Tupac was tapped in. His next album included They Don't Know and Are You Still Down, which was Pac's last recorded verse before his passing. Girl, it's all right, baby. Are you still there? Fucking there. John then released Part 2 in 2004 as a tribute to Pac, using samples from previously released tracks. My favorite track comes from his third studio album, Calling on You, one of the smoothest songs ever created. Baby, I've been a crazy man. And it's the sample for one of my favorite Drake songs.
Word on road is the click about to blow. You ain't gotta run and tell nobody, they already know.
Gotta love it, man. Now, while it originated in R&B and soul, the term can definitely be used for others outside of that. The next person is very near and dear to my heart, and that is Malcolm James McCormick, formerly known as Mac Miller. Though he did his time in frat rap, he eventually came home to actual rap and started to show his skills as a true musician. I listened to Kids a lot in high school, and that was very admittedly entry-level rap and very squarish, but I still liked it and I was a child. But there was one album that got its claws in me, and that was Macadelic. Desperado, Loud, Aliens Fighting Robots with Kendrick Lamar and Sir Michael Rocks, which is one half of Cool Kids, Fight the Feeling, America with Casey Veggies and Joey Badass, and last but not least, Thoughts from a Balcony. This song changed how I thought about life. Made me think about where I wanted to go. And for a high schooler, that is impressive. But yes, I love this album, and it was the beginning to something great. Very few Tiny Desk concerts are goated to me. Anderson .Paak, of course, Usher, and above all, Mac Miller.
Can't wine no more. No, I'll take it if it's mine now. Stay inside the lines. It ain't 2009 no more. Yeah, I know what's behind that door. Okay, you gotta jump in to swim.
His run from Macadelic to his last album while he was alive, Swimming, are works of art. I want to talk about the amount of people this man touched before his passing though, and the impact he had on their lives and subsequently ours. Bringing people together and making them family is a talent, and Mac did it with ease and with love.
And he picked me up on
So Mac came and picked you up because you didn't have a whip.
Yeah, he picked me up on Artesia and Downey in the apartment building. He picked me up.
He picked you up on Artesia and Downey?
Yeah, in the Benz with the scrape on the side, playing his music in Mill Street. Like, it's a white boy outside.
He's like, who do I gotta call to make sure I can get you in this video? I'm like, Mac, what's wrong with you? Like, what you mean? You ain't gotta call nobody. Like, nigga.
What you miss most about Mac?
Just him. Man, that's my nigga, bro. I got memories with that nigga, bro. Like, I can never write a song.
He was so nice. Y'all don't know, like, he was the sweetest guy.
Hold up, Chico. This not even gonna be a record from him. But the first time we officially went on tour, it was because of Mac Miller. R.I.P. to the homie Mac Miller, man. So check this. This whole fucking show tonight is for Mac Miller. Y'all make some motherfucking noise.
Tonight, I want to dedicate this show to my late friend Mac Miller, who was always a kind man to me through this whole journey.
Apparently, it was coined as a derogatory term, but you know what we do with those, nigga. That word ours now. I don't think it's a derogatory term at all. It means you are loved and accepted. You've transcended the precursor of white before your name. And when I think of these artists, I don't list these people separately. Like when people bring up white rappers, John B is one of my favorite singers, period. Mac is one of my favorite rappers, period. Macklemore is a white rapper. Essentially what I'm saying is these are people who are quote unquote invited to the cookout. I fucking hate that term, by the way, but when I say it, most people know what I mean. There's just people who mesh easily with other people. It's not a skin tone thing, it's a soul thing. And I think that music is one of those things that brings people together across state lines, ethnicities, religions even. I don't know if they have a name for black people in other genres like Darius Rucker or some shit like that. I'm very sure they can think of a few. I'm glad these people exist in any form. I appreciate y'all watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Y'all be safe.